We have now added the Cerma treatment to the engine oil, and I'm running the 2000 RPM as required, and we're going to run this for 5 minutes minimum, possibly go 10 minutes. Right now it's been running about a minute. Now, one thing I'd like to add about BMWs, especially M3 S54 motors, their harmonics are quite noisy. They tend to make noise from one end of the motor to the other, depending on whether you have needing a valve adjustment or if your Vanos servo, your adjustment on your timing could be rattling, or it could be the failure in your oil pressure. There's quite a few things that can go wrong in the Vanos to give it a noise and give it harmonics. Also, there's tapping that comes from the fuel injectors. There's all kinds of things that will give you noise in this motor. Now, for the most part, my engine does run pretty quiet. Always did, especially after I used good fuel cleaners, and I made sure I changed all my fluids and brought all the OEM parts that it needed, sensors, whatever, and it works good. I've never had really major issues with this motor, and it's been very well maintained prior to me getting it, and it's not been molested at all. So the reason why I'm trying Cerma is because I want to quiet down the harmonics in the motor. And what it actually does is it coats the roughness in the material. It doesn't actually build up a film on the material. You could try to think about a sponge. Sponge has nooks and crannies and whatever, and that's how metal is under a microscope, and you would see the structure of the metal where it's minorly fatigued. Well, that's what this does. It actually goes in there, and it actually ceramic coats that area. So it's actually building up the minor flaws in the metal. And it's also going to build compression. It's also going to cause more heat because of the compression, but less friction. And that, to me, is optimal. That's what I want to get out of my motor, because this engine, I mean, before I started this, I was getting, at worst, 19 miles to the gallon in the city, and all the way around I usually get about 23. So it's solid, it runs good, I'm happy with the way the motor performs. Nobody believes me, so I guess I'm going to have to do a test on this thing. I don't know if it's been re-flashed. I don't know if there's other anyone's ever been, has changed the DME on it or anything, but this car is completely stock, and I've ran it a few times, and it does go 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. It, to me, is exceptionally powerful for a stock M3. So, with that understanding, I want to get the most out of this vehicle. I don't want to really mess around with it. I don't want to really change too much on it. I want to keep it unmolested and as stock and as original, to keep the value of the car up, because these cars in this condition are extremely valuable in the near future. For those that are enthusiasts, they will pay top dollar and more. So, what I am thinking of changing in the near future is reflashing this with the proper adjustments. I've looked at a few, and I'm going to eventually do that. I'm going to change the way the shifting is, make sure I get a proper, you know, the shift match. It really matters. The RPM match does matter, and it does occasionally not work properly. And I've noticed a few people that have done this, and they've made a major improvement. And that's what I'm looking to do. I'm going to make a major improvement on the quality, the way it shifts. If I get more performance out of it, great. I may even go and change my muffler on it, make it sound, you know, get that raspiness out of there, change that second pipe that rasps in the system. But other than that, I want to keep this thing as original as possible. Maybe do some upgrades on suspension, but that's about it. And the brakes and everything, this car works really well. And now that we're into this 6 minutes, I can honestly tell you that my engine's gotten quieter. You might not be able to hear it on this video, but I'm hearing the difference. I can hear the difference. It's huge. It's not minor. So I'm, to say the least, right now, I'm very pleased. I'm getting this results. My temperature is holding right dead in the center. Okay, I just recently had a thermostat changed on it. I noticed my oil temperature has gone up, which is fine. That's going to happen because of the RPM that I'm running it out in neutral, and it's actually taking it's doing what the manufacturer said it will do. So far, so good. I'm very pleased with it, and I did a lot of research on this product prior to putting it in my engine. I actually checked out people that are BMW enthusiasts. I've checked out mechanics that use this product, and I've got nothing but really excellent reviews on it. So, you know, you don't want to jump into something, especially on an expensive car, and there are a lot of people using this product on expensive cars. I mean, Audis and BMWs and Mercedes, and it's just really been accepted, and I'm really surprised it hasn't taken off as it should have. I mean, this product should have really, to me, we should have heard more about it. People should have got involved in this product more. It's been around for 7 years, and it's got a well-renowned for the people that are using it. And to me, I want to promote something that's going to be good, especially for BMW cars. I mean, we need to have the best for our vehicles, and I like what the owner's done. I think he has really held back on advertising, and I guess he's so confident in what he's got, he doesn't really have to push it, and that to me is a good sign. He's a professional, and he knows what he's doing, and this is something that is not on the market. There's nothing like this product, and this engine is now going, let's see, we're 9 minutes in. I'm going to just run it one more minute, and I can tell an extreme difference in the sound of this motor. It is extremely quiet. So before I finish this video, I'm going to walk around the car and walk to the engine where it's just idling, and we're going to see how it sounds under the hood. So we got another 20 more seconds, and my engine oil hasn't gone up, but maybe 10 degrees hotter than it would normally get. And my thermostat is running right dead in the middle, although that's not really a good indication of what your temperature is. But at least it's not past the middle. So we're after 10 minutes. I'm going to let it idle down. Wow. Okay, let's walk out here and see what we got. Well, my fan is running. So you really can't hear the engine as good as you'd want to. Hopefully that fan will kick off. Or what I could do is I could just put it on pause for a minute or two. But as you can see, you can eat off this thing, and it's not even clean. It could be much cleaner. But now I need to jump in this car, and I'm going to take it for a 30-minute ride like the manufacturer says to finish the conditioning. As long as it keeps running. That's the treatment, a full 30 minutes after it's been done and run this way. So I'm going to put yourself on pause. And we'll finish this video after I come back.